Alright, welcome back. This is the next part of our conquest of Ireland, or it will be, when we can deal with these Vikings. Last time we got a new Chancellor installed, who is doing quite a good job fabricating claims still in Kildare. This can take days or it can take decades. It's a sit and wait kind of thing with those guys. And then out of nowhere we got Viking raiders, the Raiders of Sven. Let's see. This guy. Wow, he's come a long way. All the way to kick my ass, but there he is nevertheless. Chief Bjorn. This guy. He's the guy raiding me. Let's see, what's he... No, not that one. He has... top level, top lead. He's got... 866. Yeah, he's basically... He's committed most of his forces. You know, this is most of his stuff. I don't have to worry about, you know, tickling these guys and then getting besieged by God knows what. So I'm going to do something about this. And this is lead us nicely into military. So here we are, I've got 866 men. They're in here, they're raiding, but they're fortunately not enough men to actually start taking anything from my castle. Taking any land, rather. So I am kind of safe. If I want to, I could just sit there, you know, let them do it, and then they'll be gone and, you know, treat them as a pest. Or we can actually try and do something about it. So let's have a look here. We go to our military tab. And this is the thing about armies and military in Crusader Kings 2. You've got... you don't train troops in this. In a lot of other games, you know, you want some infantrymen, you build infantrymen, you've got to wait, and then they'll be there, and then you can use them. In this... you raise them instantly, but that's connected to loads of other things. So basically what happens is that as the boss you can expect certain things off your vassals, things like taxes and things like that, but you can also expect men as and when you need them, and each county or each vassal will give you so many men. Each county has an amount of men it can raise, and you literally just raise them instantly. But the amount of men you can raise is tied into so many other things. If your vassals like you more, you will get more men from them. Another reason it's good to keep them on your side. But it also means that the more land you have, the more men you have. So your army size increases alongside the size of your land. So it makes sense that, you know, an earl in Dublin wouldn't be able to raise a 20,000 strong army and suddenly attack England. It just can't happen because there's just not the people there. But what we can do, we go on the military tab here and we can see from domain or demesne, that's my stuff, the stuff that is actually mine, is 12,081 men. And my domain is this and this. So from these two lands I can raise 12,081 men, which outnumbers him quite a lot. It should be enough. I have loads of money. If this doesn't go my way, I will be able to hire mercenaries, but mercenaries cost a lot of money, whereas your own personal levy, if you like, doesn't cost you any money. Well, it does, there is a monthly cost, but it doesn't cost anywhere near as much as it costs to hire mercenaries. Mercenaries are here, and you can see, you can sort them by cost. It would cost 75 gold. For example, here, Ricardo, a band of mercenaries here, 1,560 men, but it would cost 75 gold initially to hire them, and then a further 842 a month. So, in a month, when you're fighting a war, man, a month can pass really quickly. You can be sieging counties for over a year easily, maybe even longer. So, you know, to hire those guys would be half, you know, almost half my, well, more than half, no, almost half, sorry, my treasury. Not something I want to do, but something I can fall back on. So, I want to raise troops. Also, my vassals can provide me with a further 92, which isn't a lot, but that could be tied to opinion. I think it is tied to opinion. Yeah, all these interconnecting things. For example, the mayor of the city of Wexford, he doesn't think too much of me. He only gives me 11. So I get 11% opinion. Basically, after his opinion and laws say minus 35% chance. That means that if you look up on this tab, city levies and feudal levies, these are the laws of the land that say how much your boss is entitled to raise from yours. So we have normal city levies and normal feudal levies. Now, city levies, let's see, the mayor of Wexford, we were talking about there, wasn't it? Mayor of Wexford, yeah. So Wexford is a city. And my city levy laws dictate, at the moment they're set to normal. So there was a minus 35% cost. Now, I could say minimum and it'd be minus 50. So under that law, minimum city levies law, he would be expected to give me minus 50%. So he only needs to give me half of what he can give me. So I get much, much fewer men from him, but that also makes him really like me because he likes not having to give his men over to me all the time. At the moment it's set to normal. We can set it to large, minus 20%, or max, minus 50%. They won't like these because they don't like giving over all their men. It leaves them defenceless. So at the moment it's normal. If I wanted more men I could do that, but obviously that's also tied in with opinion as well, and his opinion is mere 11%. So basically he's given me 7.1% of what he could be giving me. So my vassal levies could be much, much higher. Another thing about vassal levies as opposed to domain levies is that the longer you can call up these men anytime you like and they can't say no, but they can get pissed off with you if you keep them for a long time. So the longer you keep vassal levies raised, the more your vassals start to get annoyed. You usually can annoy them to an extent. They start getting pissed off pretty easy, these guys, but you don't want to you don't want to keep them, you know, if you got raised vassal levies and then sent them on a crusade way over in the Middle East, they might start to get mighty annoyed. The bonus from raising your own, which is the bulk, I mean here we've got quite, you know, significant amount more. I can have these raised as long as I like. The only thing is the monthly cost. Same goes for boats, but we'll get to that eventually. So yeah, I'm going to attack this guy. So first, if I click here, raise personal levies, it will raise them in all the counties. So it will raise them here, and it will raise them here, instantly. Now, I would have my forces split. This half would be engaged instantly with these, whilst they wait for these. So what I'm going to do is, I'll explain this a bit better. I'm going to go to Dublin, and I'm going to raise the local liege levies. So there we go. 905 guys in Dublin. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these guys down into Leinster here. If we click on my army here, we'll see that Enna, my brother, is actually leading this army, comprised of 905 men. Now, total, yes, the morale. Yeah. Anyway, so I've clicked here, and those guys are going to arrive in Leinster on the 27th of July. So what happens in here is you initiate a move, and they will take some time to get here, but then when that day clicks over, they'll go boomf straight away. But let's just see, 27th of July, so we've got 13, 14, 15. So this will indicate how close he is to getting there, and just before the 27th, is it still the 26th, sorry. So get to the 25th, I'm going to pause it. So this is the day before this army is due in here. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to raise the levies in here. So raise local liege levies, bang. Now you see instantly, I raised them in here and they have instantly gone in defensive. But they are outnumbered almost 2 to 1. But in one day, these guys will be in there. You probably could have waited until they were both there, but we'll go for a case of bang, one day. So straight away there now we have 1,368 men against 861. I think that's morale underneath. I'm still not massively tuned up on all aspects of military. Like all this stuff here, there's quite a lot of information. But yeah, that is morale. So hopefully that's going to go pretty well for us. Let's just unpause and you'll be able to see the numbers ticking down there. His are... well, it's pretty even. He's putting up a good fight. You can speed this up significantly, but I always find it's a little bit more tense. And there it seems it's tipped the balance. His morale has plummeted, crashed. Wow. Absolutely smashed. Victory, the Battle of Wexford. I only lost 87 men. And this guy here, Sven, he lost 866. 0 survivors. Wow, we absolutely smashed him there. I think it was 0 survivors because he had literally nowhere to go. He could have pulled them out into the fleet, but he didn't. Nice work, boys. So, yeah, let's get this back up here. The Battle of Wexford was won. We gained a bit of prestige. Well done. 8.6. We gained a little piety. And if you get a few military technology points, don't worry about that too much right now. So we won. We totally kicked those guys out. See here, we lost a bit of loot, but not too significant. And all is right again. Let's go back to our military tab. You'll see here, these guys raised are costing me 322 a month, and my monthly balance, I only make 436. So these were quite expensive to keep. But we don't need them anymore. You know, we've raised them, they've done the job, they've kicked those guys out. So there is literally no reason to have these guys hanging around anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disband here. 3 units will stand down and return home. No retinues will be disbanded, no special event troops will be disbanded. That basically means if you stand down, if you let your men stand down and go home basically, if they're already at home, there'll be no penalty. You'll just go, right, put your arms down and off you go. If you disband in a foreign land, you will suffer a percentage loss of men because they're not disarming or demobbing themselves on home territory. You're demobbing them in a foreign land, and some will get lost, and you know they'll have a rough time getting home. You won't lose all of them, but you'll lose quite a lot. And you'll notice now that I've gone down a little bit here. When you raise troops and you lose them, those troops take a while to replenish. They don't just instantly come back. Which, although it seems you might have thought you can raise troops instantaneously, it seems a bit odd. It is still very much tied to how much supply you have. You can't raise an army of 1,000, send them off, lose them all in a siege, and then just raise another 1,000. That 1,000 takes a long time to slowly build back up. So we lost 80 odd men, I think, in that fight. Not a lot. And now we've returned them all home, and you'll see here, this is how many we have raised, this is how many were unraised, and this is what our max total is. So we can still call upon 12,037 men, but we're capable of generating this many. So that'll creep back up, you know, over time these men will resupply. If it's not fast enough for you, you could tell your marshal to train troops, which makes your levy size bigger by 40%, and your reinforcement rate goes up by 80%. So that's always good, you know. We could do that right. In fact, let's do that right now. In Dublin, let's just check our. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's. You know what? We lost a few men, so I'm going to tell my marshal. I'm going to say, you know, go to Dublin and train troops. So now in Dublin, we're now training troops, and right. I am now hostile towards Chief Bjorn Halsegard. Helsingland, due to being raided. So we're not at war or anything, but we are hostile towards him. I think that means that this guy, if I want, because he's a pagan, I can't declare war on him, but I am probably allowed to fight him. I think that's how raiding works. I can fight, even though we're not technically at war because he was just raiding. It wasn't a declaration of war because he's a pagan. I can still kick his butt a little bit. Let's see. How big's my fleet? 16 and 4. So I could raise 20 ships. He's got 33. I could go after him, you know, I could say, you know, I'm going to sink those guys. But I wouldn't really get much from it. I get a little prestige, I guess, but no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to do that. Could hire mercenaries. Totally not worth it. So I'm going to hope, unless press play here, I'm going to hope that, yeah, he's gone. He's nicked off. So, you know, that was a successful defence. And then where we are, unlanded sons. My son, oh yeah, he still doesn't have anything. Yes, my second. I have 2 unlanded sons now. But I don't have much land to actually get. Ooh. Oh, there's that old guy. He came with his son into my court and he's died a natural death. So, it's too bad. Yeah, anyway, so I now have 2 unlanded sons, but I don't have that much to actually give away, so they're just going to have to be unlanded, I guess. I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment. I'm just going to let things tick along here. Right, September. Let's go on a grand hunt. I will find the white stag. So quite a successful year there, really. We have a new Chancellor. We've gained new land, and we've also managed to repel a Viking invasion, which was pretty small scale. Those guys can really come after you if you're not careful. We kind of got away with that just ready. Our hunting party has cornered a large bear. A small argument amongst the hunters regarding who should get to kill it has nearly turned into a brawl. I can say just solve it already, which will give me 5 prestige, but I will also gain wrath, which gives me penalties to diplomacy, which I don't really want that. Or give me the spear. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do this. Give me the spear. Gain 15 prestige. You know, well done, taking things. 75% chance nothing will happen. 10% chance I will gain a martial point. And then there's a 10 and a 5, so 15% chance that I'll get messed up, man. I will also get bloodlust for a year, which gives me good benefits. Basically, there's a 15% chance that this could go nasty, but there's a 75% chance that I could come up roses. So let's give this one a go. I think it's worked. Has indeed. We've got bloodlust there, which is fantastic. So we've got a stat boost, which is really good. A bit more prestige, always good. Man, 15% chance that could have gone nasty. So, oh, here we go. The Grand Hunt is over. Another 10 prestige. Very good, very good. I think I'm going to have another feast as well. Oh, look at that. Another son. As I think it was in the last video that my wife became pregnant. She's obviously, this is obviously alright. Ale. He's not getting called Ale because he was the name of that courtier who hated my guts for no reason. So let's call this dude, oh, well, it's got to be Beowulf, hasn't it? Yeah, little Beowulf. He's my son. There we are. Age 0. He's grown up fast. Yeah, but he was, so I've got a new son. I'm not going to worry about him too much now. When he turns 6, he can begin to be tutored, but we're not going to do that at the moment. We're just going to leave him to grow up. What have we got here? A letter arrived from my nettlesome neighbour not too many days after the astonished envoys returned home. Ah, this is the guy who was asking for roses, and I actually gave in to him. He was most grateful and deeply touched by the roses I sent him. So he's actually turned round, and despite badgering me for a present, he's actually turned round and been incredibly gracious. So I told you so. I gained 20 piety. Oh, they finally came to good use. The apple of Earl Murchad's eye. I don't know what that means. Ah, I have no idea. Well, I can see by this one, I told you so will gain 20 piety, but I don't know what the apple of Murchad's eye means. I'm Earl Murchad. Do you know what? We're gonna have to click this just to see what happens. No idea. I just turned down 20 piety for. I'm not sure. That might be something that comes back to me at some point. I might have gained a friend somewhere. I have absolutely no idea. I'm sure something will come of that eventually. Okay. Let's not worry too much about that at the moment. We're still waiting for these claims on Kildare. 16.6% chance yearly that something will happen. Not a lot, but you know, in uneventful times you can speed up time considerably. We're on 3 at the moment. But this happens, you know, if you're going to go over the smaller places, sometimes it can take a while for something to happen. But what we've got here, Prince Godwin of England claims that he would be a better spy master than Countess Teal'c. That's my wife. Ooh, big words here, man. And petitions that he should be given a title of spy master of the County of Dublin. So this guy, Prince Godwin of England, wow, the Prince of England. Really? Wow. See, this is the weird thing, all these things happen all over the world, and like I said, I was paying absolutely no attention whatsoever to what was going on in England. All sorts could have been going on. Anyway, the Prince of England has somehow ended up in my court. Harold II is dead. He died in battle against King William of England. King Harold of England. This guy's dad. Ah. King William the Conqueror of England. Alright, so when we started off here, this was 1066. And William the Conqueror was invading England. And he clearly won. And he is now King William the Conqueror of England. In the battle for England, he managed to kill the current King of England, who was King Harold. When King Harold was killed in battle, his sons were obviously booted out of the monarchy, and one of them has ended up in my court. Wow. And he has, because he's a prince, he has a strong claim on the Kingdom of England. So this is quite funny. I now have casus belli to invade England. I don't remember inviting him to my court, but he's shown up nevertheless. So he's basically, he was a Prince of England, but his father was killed in battle, and I guess the sons were banished, basically, and one of them's ended up in Ireland. And not only has he ended up in Ireland, he's shown up in Ireland claiming that he will be better than my wife. Is he ambitious or something? Yes, of course he's ambitious, because he's shown up in a foreign land and recommended to me that I kick my wife out of office and install himself. He's got an intrigue of 10. My wife has an intrigue of 7. Yeah, don't you hate it when he's right? He would be better. He would definitely be better. He's not brilliant. He's not amazing. And my wife, you know, I think it was a couple of videos ago when we changed that succession law. Wow, that thing had knock-on effects. My wife was not pleased. She was really not pleased. And if I go and fire her from the council now, she's going to be even less pleased. Anyway, what are our options? He is now my new spy master. So my wife will hate me by -20 for 5 years. That will put her in the negative. She will not like me. What type of character is she? She's mnemonic. She's got pneumonia. Wow, when did she get pneumonia? Ha! Well, this is interesting. She hates my guts if I do this, but she has pneumonia. She might die anyway. Give the Countess a chance. That basically says, you do this sometimes when you get ambitious characters. They'll say, I think I should be doing this, and you can say, okay, you're right. It can be quite handy, because sometimes it can bring to light people who are better at doing certain jobs that you weren't aware of. It could be quite handy, but you can also say, hold your horses, just back off, let me think about it. But he will be back. He's not going to, and when he comes back, he's going to want an answer. I think you can fob them off twice or something like that. I rule here. I will lose 10 prestige. No, Prince Godwin will lose 10 prestige. That's interesting. He's currently got a personal prestige of 3.2. He's a nobody. He's an absolute nobody. And if he's risked something here. He's asked me for a job. But if I go, don't you be asking me for a job, you sit down, he's going to be embarrassed and people are going to laugh at him. But he's risked it. No, if I say I'm the ruler here, he also doesn't like me very much. So I'm going to piss him off. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, give the Countess a chance. So she's going to get a chance, and I'm going to see if she gets better. She's got pneumonia at the moment, but if she dies, then the position will be open anyway. and I can promote him to Spy Master without pissing anybody off. She doesn't like me very much, and it might be convenient if she was to pedal off somewhere. Or I could go to Intrigue, choose a plot, and I could have her killed. No. She's got pneumonia. Wow, you really turn on your spouse that quickly. She's got pneumonia. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, give her a chance. He's not annoyed. You'll be fobbed. He can be fobbed off, but not too many times. And we're just going to wait to see if she gets better. She's got pneumonia. It's pretty nasty. She could be off already. This might explain something. My garden is the apple of my eye. Just before, when I got those roses back, and I picked that option that seemed to have little or nothing to do with anything, I guess this answers this. My garden is the apple of my eye, my pride and joy. So these are great, these little events. So by giving in to my neighbour's demands and sending him some roses he insisted on, he was very grateful when he got them. So when I said the apple of my eye, I obviously enjoyed that praise, and I did just trust my gardener and would spend every hour of the day in my garden if I could. So I can gain the trait of gardener. Gardener, this character likes nothing better than to putter away in the garden growing herbs and exotic fruit trees. +2 to my stewardship skill. My stewardship skill is something that I am looking to improve. It's my ambition. 2 would tick me over 8, so I would gain... That is a good trait, man. It's got no negatives. It's pretty good. Or I can say I love my garden, but there are other things in life too. I can say no. Oh, I'll get gardener for a year and get 2 diplomacy. But no, I'd like to have the gardener trait for life and get 2 stewardship. So that's fantastic. That's really worked out there. That's why you should, don't be scared of clicking on things when you don't know what they mean. So if I would spend all my time in the garden. Earl Murchard of Dublin fulfilled the ambition to improve his stewardship. So boom, we've got another 100 prestige. So we're now getting pretty famous now. People are starting to know who I am. We now have the new gardener trait right there. This character likes nothing better. So this is pretty good. Our stewardship skills up to 9. This means we're better at collecting money, which is always handy. So fantastic. That's worked out really well for us, that one. But again, I need a new ambition. And straight away I'm thinking my martial skill is 7. To click that up to 8 by picking improved martial ability, another 100 prestige. I think that'd be pretty easy to get. So we're going to set our new ambition is to improve our martial ability. And let's just see. We can't go on a grand hunt because it's December. We can hold a feast. We're going to hold a feast. I'm going to try and get those bishops back on side, because at the moment the opinions are good, but could be much better. So let's see if we can kick something off there. And there it is. That's what we were waiting for. This happens sometimes. You'll get a message and you'll say, what? Why is she no longer the... That basically says, my wife is no longer the Spy Master, and you'll find out that actually the original message that you wanted to get first was this one. At age 44, she's died of pneumonia. So there we go. There's my wife. She sadly died of pneumonia, which means she's no longer Spy Master, which means that that guy who came to me before, well, what do you know? Something's opened up. Makes you wonder if he did it. Anyway, just before we get to there, this is about the feast. Just before we deal with this, we now have an opening for a Spy Master who, just so happens, someone recommended themselves not too long ago. That would be Godwin, Prince of England. Congratulations. Yeah, he really couldn't have timed his request better there. He's still a bit iffy on me because I'm a foreigner, but he's pretty chuffed that he's been made Spy Master. So I'm going to set him to scheme in Dublin, which is basically I'm going to set him to watch my back, essentially. I'm going to worry about him later. We now also have, what's pretty cool is that we actually have Casus Belli against England. We could declare war on England. That's pretty impressive. To claim England. Wow, Prince Edward. Oh wow, hang on. Wow. Wait a minute. My court. Holy crap. All the princes of England are in my court. They all came here. When their father died after getting killed in battle, all 3 men, grown princes of England, came to my court. Maybe it's because I've got 2 here and I'm considered the most powerful in Ireland, but... So anyway, there we go. All the princes of England are currently in my court. That's pretty interesting. Could we be setting our sights on England? Who knows? Something to think about. Anyway, whilst I was busy preparing for my feast, a troop of wandering jungleers arrived at the castle. They looked a bit ragged in there. Ah, well, I think we know what we're going to do here. We're going to spend lavishly. We don't know how else to party, man. Ah, damn it. My... let's see. Donna Chad, my second youngest, has turned 16. He's become a naive appeaser. But she's become a bit of a diplomat. And also Dermot McKenna is now of legal age. He became a fortune builder. He's my nephew. Who's his dad? My brother. Yeah, so we got that's down another string of the family. We're not going to worry about them too much at the start. What do we have here? Stuart Domhnall has grave news. Part of the castle where the guests will be staying. Ah, we've seen this one before. Yeah, just repair it. I only know how to, go hard or go home, man. That's what you gotta do. So let's see what comes up. Ooh. Ah, yes, of course. The best part about preparing a feast, I am going to spend lavishly on food. We got the funds. Let's do it. Most of the preparations for the feast have been made. I only have to send out invitations. Let's go. Let's see how this thing turns out. Maybe we can get some bit more positive. I am unmarried now, which I shouldn't be for long, because my wife, bless her, she's dead. But that's absolutely no reason not to go get married again. I might wait until I've improved my martial ability by 1, just so I can then have the get married ambition and get prestige from that. Welcome to the feast. Let's see what happens here. Everyone drank and were happy except Mayor Egan, who is the Mayor of Dublin, who refused more wine. You have offended me, sir. Bishop Edgar spoke up and told everyone how great the food at my feast was. I was really glad someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I worked to ensure it was the best part. Well, thank you very much. So, I'm a big fan of this guy. I like the compliments, man. That's really good. The last of the guests have returned home and everyone agreed it was fantastic. So we got, for a year, we've got +5 diplomacy and general opinion +5 for a year. I started talking to one of my guests at the feast and found them most interesting. Hours flew by, so we got on really well with Egan of Dublin. Oh, so that guy pissed me off, but then we ended up getting on like a house on fire anyway. So that's pretty cool. Let's see how we're doing with vassals now. Ah, that was a pretty successful feast. The Mayor of Dublin, we now get on really well. I now have the Bishop of Christchurch is back on board. He's back on my side again. I'm getting taxes from him again. And Wexford likes me a bit more. Bear in mind, in a year, these are all going to go down by 5 again. But, for the meantime, let's see if we've got Longstick. Can we give him an honorary title? Make him my High Almoner, perhaps? And that'll tip him up. Yeah, sometimes you've got to like reload the bar there so it'll show up. I just awarded an honorary title to Longstick. I can never get that right. So now I'm getting even more tax. Tax rates have gone up a little bit. This is cool. Bishops are back on board. Opinions are pretty good. This guy, the Mayor of Wexford, still doesn't think that much of me. But either way, he's given his taxes, so that'll do for now. Right. Let's see. I wonder if I can start. Can we start a summer fair? we can hold the summer fair, but I'd rather use the money on going on a hunt, to be honest. But I've got to wait till September for that. It's only June. A hunt will help get my martial skill up, quite possibly. I see. I'm actually going to lose Bloodlust, which gives me 2 martial. Right. So I'm looking to gain martial, but I'm also going to lose some martial as well. This ambition might take longer to complete than I thought. Either way, we can start going on a grand hunt in September, which is now. Off we go. Dogs have caught the scent of a boar in the forest. This is the chance of getting a mighty boar slain. The peasants, we are craving. Let's go for Master Hunter. Oh, we did it. I got the Master Hunter +1 martial buff, and in a matter of weeks, that's put me up to 8 martial. But in a matter of weeks, I'm going to lose Bloodlust. That's going to go back down again. But it doesn't matter, I fulfilled my ambition nevertheless, got 100 prestige now up to 461, and I have a new thingy here. New ambition is now to get married, which is very easy to fulfill. You can do that almost instantaneously. We'll wait for this to finish first. The Grand Hunt is over, another 10 prestige. We'll probably find in October, although I've got 8 martial, that will dip under again. But it doesn't matter, we can deal with it as it happens. We're back down to 6. But it probably means that I'll have a new ambition to increase martial there. So we need a new wife. This is quite good. We don't have to worry too much about her being chaste, simply because I already have 4 sons. So my future's pretty safe. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, this is going to take a while, so I think we'll wait until wrap it up for now. Wait until the next video before we do that. But yeah, interesting things afoot, and we'll see you in the next one.